a unique art style. Something every artist is driven to achieve, to be different, to stand out from the crowd, to be recognized for the way they draw. So you start your journey, you keep following advice like, just keep drawing, and it will come to you. While patience is really important in art, people still struggle with finding the right art style for them. Why is that, you ask? Today, I will help you develop or level up your art style with just 2 simple tips. Do you ever wonder how PewDiePie got so good at drawing so quickly? This is probably a dead topic now, but it is still the perfect example of why drawing from reference and copying artists you like is beneficial to your art journey.
Someone told me as well, the best way to improve is draw from reference, so...
PewDiePie had a more casual approach to art. He was learning it for fun rather than taking it seriously to make it into a career, but he still had really good results, especially when he started coloring. For someone who is looking to take a more professional approach to art, you might want to study the art fundamentals until you have a decent grip on them. So let's say you have some good experience in fundamentals and you don't know what's next. You might start drawing from reference and copying other artists that you like, but something still looks off. The truth is, not everyone can make an exact copy of someone else's art style.
Because I love these characters and I think they're so fun to draw. I feel like what I draw usually is not as good as the reference.
And even if you can, you risk plagiarizing or looking too identical to the artist that you are inspired by. So what now? You might say, I have the fundamentals down, and I tried drawing from reference, and I'm still not happy with my art style. Well, there is a right way to copy other artists and still make it different. Take a look at this. This is Dawn of Ragnarok, my manga that I have been working on for a while. Now available on Manga Plus and Namikomi, link in the description below. This is the point where I was drawing without reference, but with decent fundamentals. The art is not bad. It's actually pretty decent for a first attempt at drawing manga, but there were still a lot of things that I did not like about it. The line work was pretty bad, to the point that the background and characters blended in too much. I also just didn't like how I drew the faces of my characters. It either looked too basic or inconsistent. This is how it looks now. The characters stand out a lot more, and the background is not as cluttered, the faces changed, and now look a lot more consistent. Overall, my art style is now in a lot better shape than it was before. What changed, you may ask? I gave my art style a fresh coat of paint by copying other art styles that I liked. But didn't you just say that copying doesn't really help? Copying is still a good strategy for learning art, but you have to do it the right way. What a lot of people tend to do when they are told to copy other artists, they try to make an exact copy of the art style, when in reality, they should be taking only certain things they like about the art style and apply it to theirs. Let's say you like how one artist draws eyes and how another artist draws noses. You can take both of those style choices and try to combine them together to form something unique. One thing I did is compile a bunch of mangas that I really liked the art in and took 1 or 2 things I liked from those art styles. This is evident on my manga pages. I really liked how the creator of Gaichiakuta drew the outlines of the characters really thick, making the characters stand out more. I also took the nose from My Hero Academia and put it on my younger character, as well as the nose from Jujutsu Kaisen, and added it to my older character. This is definitely the best method of copying other artists to develop an art style, as borrowing certain aspects from a combination of different art styles can help you come up with more unique-looking designs. This gives you the freedom to experiment with many different art style choices. For example, you can take bright and vibrant colors from Mika Pika Azo's style and add it to your background, or the shading of your character. Finally, I gave my art style my own little flair. I drew the bodies, the eyes, the hair, and backgrounds a bit differently from all these references I mentioned. An art style is defined by the choices you make when drawing something. The way you draw noses, or hair, or eyes, how thick your lines look, how your lines have different texture. You get the point. The second thing I did was experiment with different brushes. When I decided to change up how my art style looked, I thought about using a different brush that could probably get me a better result. You will often hear popular artists praise the basic round brush, but if you want unique, don't stop experimenting with new brushes, because there is a chance that you might find one that you like more than your last. That being said, I don't think that art content creators online are wrong for recommending using only the round brush, as it forces you to be more creative using just one tool. But still, the round brush is not a tool that can provide you with every single use. I suggest limiting yourself to the round brush while you are still learning the fundamentals, and leave the custom brushes for when you start developing an art style. In the beginning, I used a basic sharp pen, which was good for getting me thin and consistent lines. Then I switched to a pen with more taper. The lines were a little bit less consistent, but I used that inconsistency to turn it into an advantage. The tapered brush helped me create more stylized line art for Dawn of Ragnarok, and helped the characters stand out a lot more. Your brushes are your tools. While you can limit yourself to using only one brush for the rest of your art career, capitalizing on the vast library of brushes is far more efficient in helping you draw a better picture. Imagine your art is like a deck in this scenario. You use the saw to cut the wood and a nail gun to stitch the deck together, while you can limit yourself to the saw and cut the pieces in a way that they just fit together. That would just be a flimsy deck. Don't tell me you would rather paint on every single leaf by hand instead of just using a leaf brush. Most importantly, out of these two tips, make sure to take your time. Don't rush the analysis of your own drawings. Don't rush analyzing your reference, and most importantly, don't rush your art style. If you enjoyed this video, consider supporting me by giving the video a like and subscribing. Follow me on Instagram @RushingRaiden, and you can check out my manga, Dawn of Ragnarok, right now for free, using the link in the description below.